Good afternoon, everyone. Engineer Pat 5290 coming to you with the fall/winter Q&A prompt to end 2022. I would like to say happy holidays to everyone. I hope everyone had a good Christmas and I hope everyone's excited for a good new year. I most certainly enjoyed that, as well as plenty of time where I could spend with family and play with the model trains and just enjoy myself. Um, we're going to go ahead and get to the questions. A lot of good ones so far. I've looked at them. We're going to start out with Trayman 1993 and work our way up. It's great to see you, Matt. What do you like on your salads? Oh, man, anything you can imagine. Lettuce, tomato, carrots, cabbage, um, little oil and vinegar, little bit of onion, some banana pepper. But my favorite all-time meat, steak on a salad, and homemade blue cheese. I love homemade blue cheese. Blue cheese dressing is my favorite out of all of them. Rio Grande SD45 or the Chessie Jeep 40s. Um, Chessie system, just because it was in my Chessie was actually in my area for some time. Do you like water slides? Oh yes, as a kid, you know it. 484 North or the 462 Pacific? 484 Northern. Do you like playing pool? Yes, I love pool. When I was a kid, I would play it, and then when I went into college, I played like 15 games of pool in a single day, and it actually really built up my knowledge in pool again and gave me some encouragement to keep playing. Do you like arcades and do you like vinyl records? Yes, I love both. I love playing vinyl records because it takes you back to a different time in American history before there was iTunes, the music app on your Apple phone, iPhone, and even your MacBook. But this was before 8-track tapes, before cassettes, and before CDs. Vinyl records have made a comeback. You can definitely still get vinyl records as well. Do you like watching Beavis and Butthead? Never heard of it. Now, do you like helping people out? The answer is yes. Do you watch Green Acres? Yes. Eddie Albert. Eddie Albert, Ava Gabor? Oh, yes. I love watching Green Acres. And favorite goldfish crackers has to be the originals, and I also love the pizza flavor. So thank you, sir, for your questions. Reading Rails comes in. Good to see you again, buddy. Um, let's see here. Favorite articulated steam? I gotta think on this one. I would have to say if it's articulate, it's got to be the SP cab forwards. E-bell or mechanical bell has to be an E-bell, mechanical bell, excuse me. Favorite E and F units, I would have to say the F7, and for the E units, it has to be the E8. Loudest truck horn you've heard? Oh, I've heard lots of horns. Um, I have to go back and look at my archives on that one. Do you watch any sports? A little bit. I don't watch sports like I used to. Um, I will watch a little bit of college basketball, and I watch a little bit of football now, but I don't watch a lot of sports anymore. Burger King or Five Guys? Oh, Five Guys for the win. Five Guys for the win. P5 or an S5T? I actually like both. S5T because it's Leslie, and P5 because it was dominant on the Southern. Favorite CP military unit? Hmm. I like the 7021 and 7023 best. Chicken parmesan or eggplant parmesan, two of my favorite dishes. Both of them served with spaghetti. I love it, especially the way Olive Garden fixes the eggplant parmesan. Chicken parm is good anywhere. RS3L or the RS3K. If it's Leslie, I love them both. I love Leslie, period. ATSF 6 chime or the Reading 6 chime? ATSF 6 chime, just because I'm familiar with ATSF steamers. The N&W Hooter or the Reading Hooter? N&W. Favorite generation of the K5LA and the K5LLA? I love the first gen K5LAs like during the B&O and C&O eras. Um, the 90s era K5LA is good, and the K5LLA on the Ace. Um, I love just that horn engine because that horn is loud. I love the fact the K5LLA is loud. SD45 or the Jeep 30. I love them both for a couple of reasons. First off, SD45 because it looked good in Southern and NW. Number two, I like the Jeep 30 in both the schemes as well, and also because of the high hoods. Now, my favorite SD45 in standard cab has to be with Conrail and the Santa Fe. For Jeep 30 standard cab, has to be the Santa Fe. And also, let me think, who else bought Jeep 30s? Give me a second here. Reading Railroad. The Jeep 60 or the 40T-2. Standard Jeep 60, and I should love both of them. The SD40T-2 looked good in UP paint as well as the Southern Pacific. Now for Jeep 60s, I love it in NS paint and the ATS Blue Bond and the GP60Ms in the red and silver. The AEM7 or the E60, AEM7. E60 was cool, but the AEM7 just looked better. Favorite UP Steam, the Big Boy or the Challenger? I love the Big Boy because of what it is. But I also love the Challenger. That's the, I think that's the 8444. The 8444 is really pretty. NW High Hood or the Southern High Hood? Southern High Hood first. NW is right behind it. In your opinion, which CSX Spirit unit would look better leading the OCS? I would not mind seeing all three of them on the train. And which two heritage units would you like to see on OCS on the NS? The NW and the Southern. Has to be. So thank you, sir, for your questions. Stephen Casey Railfan comes in with some. Great to see you, Steve. Favorite kind of crossing bells has to be mechanical. Thoughts on CSX 4568? That is a unique paint scheme. It's not my favorite, but I have to say it is different and it's very vibrant in the colors. So I do have to say I applaud Huntington Shots for doing that hard work. 60M or the 75M, I like them both, but 60M looks good in Conrail paint. The SD75M looks good in the Santa Fe paint. The SD75i looks good in CN paint. Have you heard CN is rebuilding their Dash 9s to C6Ms? Yes, and GE has been turning those things out. Mashed potatoes or potato salad? Man, I love both. I love homemade potato salad and homemade mashed potatoes. Least favorite sports to watch? Well, I don't watch a lot of golf, I do watch a little bit of soccer, but it's very little. But I've never really liked watching golf. Now, if it's a sport that I really love to watch, is basketball. I do watch a little bit of football. And baseball is fun to watch, but I've never been a huge golf guy. Hockey, I will turn it on every once in a while. I love watching hockey every now and then. Chicken tenders or fish sticks? I had them both as a kid, but I've got to go with chicken strips. F40PH or the F7? I love them both. Newer passenger EMD locomotive, F40. An older one has to be the F7. Do you miss the NSF units that ran on the OCS? Absolutely. Steak and Shake or Freddy's? Freddy's, man. I had that for dinner last night. Tacos or burgers? I love them both. Do you collect train calendars? I collect some. Have you ever railfan in Homestead, PA? No, but I have done Horseshoe Curve. Do you like the new UP Build in America repaints on the AC44s? It's decent. It's decent. I've always preferred the American flag on the side. Now, KCS 4009 or the UP 1111. They're both really cool units. Mack or Freightliner? I like them both because of their models, but for one that is more unique, has to be Mack. Because Mack designs their own engines, they design their own cabs. The full bred, it's Mack everything. Mack engine, Mack seats, Mack radio, it's Mack everything. Now, if it's not a full bred, you still get some of that package, like a Mack design engine, Mack design cab, but you don't get the complete Mack package. But I always prefer Mack. Do you like cookies when they're chewy? Absolutely, when they melt in your mouth, especially with a cold glass of milk. Favorite cab over trucks? Gotta be with Kenworth and Freightliner. International was a close third. The Peterbilt was actually a decent one too. Do you like blue cheese? As mentioned earlier, yes. Buffalo Wild Wings or Applebee's. I haven't been to either one of those in a very long time. Um, I used to go to Applebee's as a kid. Buffalo Wild Wings is decent, but if it's got to be a good burger, you got to go with Applebee's there. NS 8104 or NS 1066. Got to go with 1066. Thoughts on the Metro F40 PHM-2 locomotives? They're decent. They just to me look like a bullet, on the nose and stuff. But I always prefer the F40PH. Mashed potatoes or the stuffing, I love them both at Thanksgiving. Thoughts on candy corn? I ate it for a bunch. Ate it as a bunch as a kid. And the NS Horsehead or BNSF H3, oh, definitely the Horsehead. The Horsehead just gives you that sensation where the horse is running down the track, at big speeds, like, hey man, I'm running, man, come on, woohoo, that thing looks like it's charging down the track, man. That's why I've always loved the thoroughbred paint scheme. All right, Take username and Andrew Leah will be in part 2 of this series. If you guys will just hang on tight, part 2 will be underway shortly. So hang on tight, part 2 is underway.